Hello viewers, true to our words, we promise to come back even as we continue with our episode, the next episode of Nature Curious. We actually sent the first one of Nature Curious, which is right in YouTube. So please, for you to know where we began, please go back there and follow so that we may learn together and gain in this series of Nature Curious. So with me here is my brother, Wycliffe Nyasani, and I am Gugwa Just Welcome to this very learning series. But before we continue, we really fear God. That has been the issue we are here to pray so that we begin. Yes, brother.
So, if you don't mind, allow me to pray. Everlasting Father, we thank you through your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you for the chance that you have given to us to come once again and study and understand the working principles of our body. May you help us to work upon our health, knowing that our body is a temple of the enduring spirit. Now guide us, we pray in Jesus' name.
Amen. Yes, now viewers, this is Brother Wycliffe, as I said, and he's our host, he's our guest, and I, your host, Gugwa Just Welcome, and let us learn together. Now, Daktare,
Yes.
initially we began a very, very important and crucial series of Nature Curious, and this is whereby we're going to appreciate the very things that we find common in nature that help us to actually deal with our infirmities in our bodies. So please, today I know we are here to continue the three principles that we began with the first one, which is naturopathy.
Yes.
Now, I know we are going to expound more on the same naturopathy. So please, may you tell us, maybe in a nutshell, the core concepts of naturopathy as we begin?
Well, welcome viewer for our second series. Today we want to continue with our series of nature cures, and we are going to continue with naturopathy. Now we want to deal with naturopathy with the key concepts of naturopathy. So we have three main key concepts of naturopathy. The first one is about disease. What causes disease? Or a summary of the main explanation about disease. That's the first concept we are going to deal with in this particular presentation. The second concept is the part the body play in restoration.
Yes.
The third one is about where do we have the power of healing. The power of healing. Is it found in drugs or is it found anywhere else? That's what we are going to cover. I hope we will cover them, but if we are going to have it's going to be lengthy, we will just cut it short because of time.
Very short.
Yes.
Now, thank you because you've actually summarized for us the very things that we're here to cover in the concept of naturopathy. Now, Dr. to begin with, may you take us through the causes of disease in our body?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Now, viewer, we want to be very clear that what we are covering here is to help us understand our own body for us to be able to know what we can do when we are sick. So what we are covering here is important for your own benefit, and how we pray that you may use them for you to be able to help somebody out there who has been pronounced to have a short period of time to live. You see, I've been watching a particular presentation by a brother, and he was dealing about cancer, whereby every patient who go to hospital, when they were being diagnosed, they were being given a death sentence, that you have 6 months, I don't know why it is always 6 months, you have 6 months to live. Then people become so desperate and hopeless. And I remember there's one lady who was a lawyer who decided to go and do what medics call easy and rigorous suicide to help her die easily. So we want us to deal with the very first concept about disease. Now I want to say disease in a simple sense is the result, number one, which is due to accumulation of waste. Now medics, they use the term toxins. When we have accumulation of toxins in the body will react and then result to disease. Now, these toxins can be as a result you introducing them into the body, or it can be due to some germs or due to some bacteria or viruses that are in the body that are producing what? The excretory waste. So, as I want to read this particular statement, I'm going to read two sources at a time. I'm going, number one, to read on what one particular scientist said, and again, what one author who I love reading from her book says. So, this particular one I'm going to read, for those who are taking references, is a person by the name Harry Benjamin, in his book, which was entitled Everybody's Guide to Nature, page 5. I'm going to read the very key points because it is long. So the brother said something of the sort. The first and most fundamental principle of nature cure is that all forms of disease are due to the same cause. Now, all form of disease is due to one cause, and then he gives that particular one cause. He says it is the accumulation in the system waste materials and body refuse which have been steadily piling up in the body. Now let me stop there reading that particular excerpt. So the brother says that all causes of diseases can only be explained by accumulation of what? Waste or toxins in the body which have been piling over time due to misuse of the body. Now there are many ways out in which this body can have these toxins accumulating. That is number one, through now, those who are not in doubt, through bad feeding habits, improper care of the body. Then number three, the habit of exhausting the body and nervous system, overworking yourself. So that's what the brother said. That's basically what is the core concept number one about all causes of disease. So Gugwa, when you are sick, so the very first thing has to be done is trace the cause. We say trace it from what? Cause to effect. The effect that you have is a disease. Now trace that disease to its particular what? Cause, and then remove the cause, then help the body to restore herself. Now before we go to the second one, I want to read a very interesting statement I love.
Yes.
Now I am going to read from a lady who was a dropout in grade 3 in academics. She is called Ellen White. She said these particular words. The only hope of better things in the education of the people in right principle. Pardon, let me read again. The only hope of better things is the education of the people in right principles. Now, here's the point. Let physicians, for example, you who is watching me, let physicians teach the people the restorative power is not found in drugs, but in nature. Now, here is a particular statement that is going to be very interesting. Now, the disease, now here, the very first focus I wanted to explain is about the disease. Yes. So she says, disease is an effort of nature to free the system from the condition that result from violation of the laws of health. In case of sickness, the cause should be ascertained and healthful conditions should be changed, wrong habits corrected, then nature to be assisted in her effort to expel impurities to establish right conditions in the system. So very, very, very interesting that disease is as a result of what? Accumulation of particular toxins, which she says here is as a result of breaking the laws of what? Nature. Yesterday we said in the previous presentation, rather, that when you break the laws of health, you face what? The consequences. Now, I want to read the last statement in that regard, then we go to the second thing. Now, for those who perhaps know this lady that I've read from, I want to give the reference. The reference I've read from is a book that she wrote that is a Ministry of Healing. That's a powerful book that every doctor needs to have. Ministry of Healing, page 127. So I want to read the second book that she wrote, which is very interesting, and we go to the second principle, principle of naturopathy. Now she said this. I am reading from Healthful Living, a book she wrote again, it is in now in a page that is 242, 224, paragraph 3. She said, nature to relieve herself of poisonous impurities. Now remember we say waste is a disease as a result of accumulation of what? Waste. So she says that nature relieve herself from poisonous impurities, makes an effort to free the system, which, if effort, produces what? Fever, and what is termed as disease. So when nature is trying to remove or to relieve herself from the accumulation of waste, it produces a condition like fever and other conditions which we call what? Disease. So nature bears. Now, I want you to be very careful. Daktare Gugwa, this is very important. You see, people think that today you can abuse nature and go scot-free without facing the consequences. You see, nature can bear with you so long. You can continue drinking alcohol for long, but surely you have to pay it, whether it is today or what? Tomorrow. So she says, nature bears abuse as long as she can without resisting. Then she arose and makes a mighty effort to rid herself of the incompetence and evil treatment she has suffered. Then come headaches, chills, fever, nervousness, paralysis, and other evils too numerous to mention. That's the first core concept.
Wow, 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 wow. That was an immense and exclusive elaboration on what causes disease in your body. Now, he has been very clear and particular to mention that accumulation of waste brings about toxicity in the body, which now brings about signs and symptoms of the body to fight against, which we people call disease, and we go ahead and take drugs, thinking that we're curing, but we're suppressing the ability of the body.
You see, that's where we're going, but it's so sad that Terry to mention. You see, yesterday I mentioned an example, and I believe there is perhaps somebody outside there who felt bad by my statement. You overeat, then the body has problems with your intemperance, lack of self-control, then stomach experiencing digestion, and then it throws perhaps, you know, when food accumulates, actually we have gases. When food accumulates, we have production of what? Acid in the body, which result to heartburns, result to very many complications. So you run to the kiosk and then you buy what? You are suppressing the body's own mechanism of getting rid of your own abuse. So you give the body actually two problems. Number one, to remove the very first abuse you gave it, or that is now the symptom that you have seen. The second one, now to deal with the poison that you have introduced. We are very actually, let me not mention the word.
All right.
Yes.
Sorry for being emotional, but sometimes that is the nature of humanity. Now, actually, the child has mentioned that what we have actually covered is how the body tries to deal with the abnormalities that we cause to it. Now, Daktare,
yes,
allow me please ask this question. Does nature has a way of actually mitigating and curing our infirmities?
That's important. Let's just the continuation of the first concept,
yes,
which we have said is, I see what brings disease is.
Yes.
So disease we say is now that reaction of the body, what you are seeing, the condition you are seeing when the body is doing what? Getting rid of the abuse that you have given to it and removing the toxins. Actually, by the way, if you come to me and you have some disease, then I put you to some treatment,
yes,
you're going perhaps to experience some pain and you may have various conditions, of course, which we term disease, but is the body trying to get rid of what? Of that particular abuse that you have given to it. So, again, I want to read from two sources. Now, the same person I've read from, which is called Harry Benjamin in his book, Everybody's Nature, Everybody's Guide to Nature. So the same person said something like this. The second principle of nature, nature cures, is that the body is always striving for the ultimate good of the individual. Now that is interesting. That your body, though you abuse it, will be always striving for your own good. You see, some of us, if you abuse me, I'll abuse you also. But we have the blessing of our own bodies, which actually don't care about. Actually, where the Bible tells me my body is the temple of God, because the Spirit of God and the Spirit of His Son dwells in me, is always good towards me by helping me to come back to my condition of health. So he says that the body is always striving for the good of the individual. Okay, now he says something interesting here. All acute disease, yesterday we explained acute disease. So all acute disease, such as number 1, fever, number 2, cold, number 3, diarrhea, skin eruption. You know, we have that condition with many people, like our beautiful ladies, and I don't like using the term slave queens because slave queens are, I don't know when you name it.
Not yet born.
Let me go there anyway. So you see, our ladies, you know, we love you so much, and we like you actually to be always beautiful, and it is expected that our ladies should be beautiful, of course. So you know, it is something that troubles ladies when they find that their skin is not good, and that's why they always get desperate of makeups. You're trying to hide your real picture, and perhaps your future husband is looking for you, but he's not seeing you because you are hiding under not a makeup but a mask. So your husband is trying to look for you, but he doesn't recognize where you are because you are hiding the face. But you see, the lady is hiding the face because he has a condition on the skin. So you see, the lady is trying to deal with the outside, but the lady does not understand that, you see, the main cause actually is from her own internal vital organs that are trying to breathe. You see, for example, a boil. That is simply the deposition of the waste at the point of the skin, at the subcutal, the downward part of the skin. So the various conditions of the skin, you see, the body will be giving you signals that internal organs are struggling to get rid of your own nerves. So he says that all kinds of skin eruptions of all kinds. Now, he mentioned a very interesting statement, inflammations, etc. are nothing more than, now here it's very interesting,
yes,
these conditions are nothing more than self-initiated attempts on the part of the body to throw off accumulation of waste materials. So when you see those diseases, that's the body trying to do what? The body itself trying to get rid of the waste materials. Now, of course, we say chronic come as a result of you continuously suppressing what? Suppressing the acute signals you get from the body. You overeat, you suppress particular, maybe heartburn. You overeat, you suppress heartburn, and then the result, you develop peptic ulcers. So those ones like diabetes, kidney problems, rheumatism, and bronchitis. All those one is a result of continuous suppression of the same acute diseases. Now, this one actually was written by in a document that is called Orthodox Treatment of Method of Treatments. So that's simply about the second principle. So the body has a part, and that part is simply to attempt to get rid of the abuse which you have done what? Subjected your own body to. Now, I can't finish that without reading the lady that I have said I love reading from her books.
yes.
Now, I said again, this lady has not gone to class. Actually, she dropped out of class 3 in our current system. But the principle this lady wrote down actually are more high than our doctors today. Because you see, the principle, if you don't understand physiology of your own body, you are going to do a mistake of again affecting your own body when the body is already affected. So this lady said something interesting like this. I'm reading from the same book I read the other time. Now this is a Healthy Living. She said something in this page 221, paragraph 1. So she said, like, nature, to relieve herself of poisonous impurities, makes an effort to free the system, which effort produces fever and what is termed as disease. That's what she said. And I want to read the same book we had read again, that is Ministry of Healing. I want to read it 126, paragraph 1. Now, I want to read this statement, then we got the last section that we have remained. So she says that something of the sort here. Now, the only hope, no, not that one, I want to read this one. Now, people need to be taught that, let me skip this. This is strong. Let me skip this for today. It is true that, okay.
Daktari.
I think let me not leave this one for today.
All right.
We can go the second.
So,
this one, I think we can present them after we have progressed.
So,
This one.
so basically, according to the outline that we have been given by the Daktari of what you are here to cover today, in a summary, he has actually told us about viruses, that is biological aspects that affect our body. He has talked about virus, bacteria, and fungi that bring in the hepatitis and so on, which actually we go and take drugs which suppress the ability of the body to fight against such infirmities. He has also talked to us about the body's role to actually restore the health of an individual. Last but not least, he has talked about the power of healing. Now, Daktari,
Yes.
as I can see, time is of the essence, which is not on our side.
Yes.
So please, what is your take on this, even as a part, shortly our viewers, before we go to the next episode that is coming very soon?
Yes. I think I'm not sure whether are we going to have that part of the course concepts
In the next episode, so that they can actually internalize what we do.
Yes, that can be a good way out. Now, my final remark in this particular first episode, because we are in our 20th minutes, is very simple. Kindly, may you be very careful of self-indulgence and self-abuse. You see, another, I think I may read what he said. He's a nutritionist. He said that when we abuse our own bodies and we indulge in habits that are wrong, you drink alcohol, you take the stimulants which you know them by name. If you take these particular habits, as a result, you're going to pay the consequences. Whether you know it, that you are paying the consequences for what you have done or not, always you have to face the consequences of breaking those particular laws. And therefore, the main basic thing that I can tell even the physicians who are listening to this is that the very best thing you can ever do, the very first thing you can ever do to a sick person is to put this person into a cleansing program, whereby you can help nature to get rid of this particular waste and toxins in the body, and then provide a good condition in which nature herself can produce restorative power. That's the last thing that we're going to cover in the next episode. I think it's going to be the shortest one.
Yes. Okay, so viewers, we really appreciate for your time. We value, we love you, and we cherish you. So basically, this was episode 2 of Nature Cure. If you missed out with episode 1 where we really did our introduction, please visit Daktare Gugwa, that is actually on YouTube, and you're going to see episode 1 of Nature Cure. We are here to bring subsequent episodes. Please stay tuned. I was your host, Gugwa Joswat, and my guest,
Nyasani Wycliffe. Don't forget that John chapter 1 verse 2. It said that God desires above all things that we become healthy. May you be blessed.
Bye.